So yes, global warming is actually, as you guys are working on it, and I get to know that you are working on it, and this is definitely a very some topic which is, I mean, I would say that you know, putting everybody in thinking mode. I mean, not only economists but even corporate sector people, people like general people. You know, everybody is concerned. You know, and especially about so much of campaign going, you know, in favor of it, or there's some people actually talking about from a different critical point of view. Like people say that, well, it's not as if it's affecting us too much, because these are all happens when Earth goes through this kind of cycle, let's say once in few thousand years. It's not as if there are no you know, I mean, instance of climate change before in the entire history of Earth. You know, so therefore some people say that it's all hoax. You know, in a sense, there's no much value in it, like global warming, like the, you know, keep on the horror stories you keep on hearing about Earth being actually becoming a desert, or you know, I mean, people keep on hearing about rainfall shifting from, let's say, winter becomes summer, or you know, these, some people say these are all hoax. But then, well, I mean, as far as I understand that from at least one point of view is that at least it is true that as a general person, as I'm a person, I can remember my lifetime. In my lifetime, I can see that the winter temperature has definitely has got warmer. In a sense, the kind of winter I remember in my childhood and the kind of winter now I experience, I would say there's a lot of difference. You know, as a general person, you know, not an expert on this, but then I don't know exactly how to what extent, let's say, the average winter temperature, which a climatologist will tell you, has gone up, you know, in last few decades that I'm living. But without getting into the details of that, but I still do feel that winter has become warmer, and from that point of view, I would say that the entire global warming is something that nobody can, you know, stay away from. It's a matter of fact whether it's a hoax or it's not a hoax. It doesn't matter. But then what matters is that at least nobody can actually deny it, and that is where the cost coming from. Now, because nobody can deny it, so therefore, to actually stop the global warming or do something to check it, there's a whole lot of technology cost that is the economy is going to bear. I think the cost, how much effect that cost of developing a technology to, you know, reverse global warming or check global warming. I don't know whether in India we have exact measure of that, and what exactly the amount of money that we must invest in developing a technology. But I'm sure the developed world, like in US or you can see in Europe, I'm sure that a lot of, I may not be exactly knowing about it, but I'm sure people are really spending a lot of money in developing the technology. Now this technology cost has to be passed on to the finally to somebody. I mean, the cost is something as a nature, any cost is something which cannot just hang in air. There has to be return of it, somebody has to be passed on it, and somebody has to pay a price for it. And who's going to pay a price for it? It's going to be the consumers. It's going to be going to ask that we're going to pay a price for it. For example, see the entire way the world is trying to develop alternate source of energy, you know, that which is more sustainable, which is probably emit less carbon dioxide, and therefore, you know, it will be leading to less less, you know, affecting the globe, you know, the ozone layer, and therefore the temperature hike will be less. The entire technology costs a lot of money, and therefore you know, this is definitely going to cause some problem in the economy. For us third world countries, because we are not being able to develop such technology, therefore the technology is something which you want to buy from outside. That's definitely is going to affect us in the long run. You know, the cost of such technology may not be substantial at this point of time. As I said, I do not know any measure exactly what is the effect, but then over a period of time, I'm sure that's going to affect our economy in some or the other. And we might see some kind of inflation happening because of you know, what do you call cost-pull inflation. If the cost of inputs goes up in an economy, the prices can go up. So therefore, this is definitely something is going to happen. As in, that's one thing I can think of. You know, so I thank you so much for this point of view of mine.
Thank you, sir.